kind of deep. So when I was in high school, I was dead set on making a webcomic. Like that was going to be my whole thing. I was like, I'm going to make a cool webcomic, even though I can't draw for shit. And what I ended up doing was I made this concept called Battle Street, which essentially the whole concept was that all of the main characters were like on like, imagine like some Nick Jr. show or like Disney Junior show or whatever, where it's like they teach you your ABCs, like these little Sesame Street-esque characters. But instead of them being on a TV show, that was just how their whole world was. It's just like this real alien planet where they just act like that. And the design that I used for all of the characters on my channel was the design of those characters. And I just got so used to drawing them that when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I'm going to design all my characters after that very specific style. It's not a complicated style. A big reason why I ended up designing my avatar the way that I did is so that I could draw it relatively quickly whenever I needed to. I didn't want to make anything like... Nowadays, you got like VTubers with extremely expressive and crazy designs, and I didn't want that. I wanted something like really, really easy for literally anyone to draw, including myself. And I think that was the best route to go down. That's why I ended up doing it for everybody else too. Essentially, the main thing with the designs was they were like these little like white marshmallow dudes with like stick hands and stick feet. And they would have like one or two design elements like a bow tie or a shirt with a design on it. And then they'd have a nose with a color that the person wanted, but no colors could be the same. Like it has to be a unique color every single time. So it has to be a unique shape and a unique color of nose every time. So if you ever look at the characters on the channel, every one of them has a different nose shape and a different color. I've tried my best to make it so that there's no repeating colors, but only so many colors exist and only so many shapes exist. So yeah, that's kind of where that came from. I'm hoping one day I can revive that concept. I found recently, I had a high school like notebook where I drew up like 20 pages of the comic. It's horribly drawn, horribly written, but I kind of want to do something with it one day because I thought that it was really funny. But yeah,
I think that would be cool,
where it came
actually,
from.
to see something like that come back.
The main concept was like, it was like Sesame Street, but an alien race spies on them and like their spies on their whole world, and they make a TV show out of it for their alien children. And then they quote unquote get canceled, and then their world gets like blown up or something. That was the main concept. So
I love that. I didn't even think to ask a question like that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
So technically, what you're telling me about the noses is that you could literally design a character that their entire, like most of their face is taken up by like an entirely like purple nose.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally, I made like a style sheet that's like so jank, and it's literally just like the head shape can be anything too, but I usually just stick to circles because they're the easiest. I have a couple of characters that I've drawn with like rectangle heads and like really big noses and really small noses. It's very basic. Like, and after a while, I didn't have a name for that type of persona or avatar for my channel, so I just started calling them boys, like DOIS. The boys. Yeah. And because people on Twitter were like, what do you call those avatars? And I was like, I don't have a fucking name for them. Boys, I guess. And then that just kind of stuck. So whenever one of my favorite things is when people make those avatars for like themselves or their friends and they tag me. Like, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Oh my god, someone randomly just DM'd me saying that what you described Salty before was basically Homestuck in a nutshell.
Okay, well, tell them I'm coming after them, and I know where they live. IP address 125.678.
Yeah, it's James. He DM'd me it for some reason.
Oh shit!